Today we're taking a first look at the brand new Pit Boss Pro Series 4 1300. We're going to cover the smoker top to bottom, look at all the features, and to see if it's the right smoker for your backyard. Let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to lift up the hood right here. There are two very big beefy brackets that actually, it's not like you lift it straight up. It's kind of more of like up and then it tilts back. Very, very easy to lift the lid. And I was very, very impressed to see this very thick mesh liner right here. So when it comes to trapping in heat and smoke, that liner is definitely going to do the job. And then inside here, you're going to have 3 racks, which to me personally, little overkill. I usually don't use the top rack and I utilize the middle and bottom one. With these racks, they do pull out for at least the top one and the middle rack, and then the bottom one stays flat. Now, they call it the Pit Boss 1300 model, and that whatever number model it is usually kind of dictating how many square inches of cooking space it is. So inside, it's going to be in the ballpark of around 300 square inches of cooking, grilling, smoking space. But sometimes I actually just like going with a tape measure and then just getting a kind of better feel for what are we getting grate wise. And so the top rack, you're looking at 12 inches by, say, 26. Second rack, you're looking at 14 by 26. And then the very bottom, you are 18 by, ooh, we're even bigger here. 18 by, let's say that's maybe 28. And then if, say, you're like, I don't want to use the second rack, you can pull it out, lift it up, and these racks come out very easy. And then there's a space on the back of the smoker where you can actually hang your racks. Say if you don't want to use them, you don't have to set them on the ground or underneath the grill. You can just hang them on the back. So that is pretty much for the racks. So underneath all the racks, you're going to have the heat deflector, and this is where all your grease and drippings is going to drip down, and then it's going to kind of funnel all the way to the back side of the grill, and then there is a grease collection. Now, something that's unique to Pit Boss grills is you're going to have this lever outside here, and when you pull this lever, that actually opens up the heat deflector, giving you access to the flames that are in the burn pot. The burn pot is located right in the middle. So when you want to actually get temperatures of up to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, you want to sear those steaks and whatnot, you can actually open up the sear plate, have those steaks kiss the flame. When you're done with that, you can close it up, and then it will go back to working as a smoker. Temperature range, you're looking at 180 degrees all the way up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. And again, if you open up the sear function, you're going to see temperatures of up to 1,000 degrees. I could take out the heat deflector and disassemble the sear rod to show you the burn pot. But what's cool about this Pit Boss model is it actually gives you access to the burn pot from underneath the grill. So we're going to check that a little bit later, but very, very convenient. You don't have to get your hands greasy and dirty to actually clean the inside of the burn pot. You can do so from underneath the grill without having your hands getting dirty. That is probably one of my favorite features of this grill. Now, for those of you that would identify as observant, you might be thinking, I do not see a top stack. Where'd it go? On the back of the unit, you have the vents, and then they can pretty much open all the way up or partially close. Kind of like leaving them like that just because it traps more heat and smoke in there. So that's pretty much how I leave the vents. All right, going down from there, you have a front shelf that folds out. Very, very convenient if you want to use it. If you don't want to use it, you can lift this up and then it folds down and out of the way. To the right of the smoker, you do have a side shelf. You're going to have multiple areas where you can actually hang your utensils, your tongs, spatulas, whatnot. And I also do like that, at least this is kind of new, at least on the model that I'm seeing, is they put all these hooks here. So if you did want to actually hang more accessories, you have 2 underneath the side shelf, and then there's another hidden 2 underneath the folding front shelf. So very, very cool if you actually want to hang your tools and whatnot. Now at the bottom of the smoker, you're going to have an ample cart so you can, store pellets. You can store whatever you want down here. So here underneath there, you're going to see the latch. This is if you actually want to remove your burn pot. Burn pot comes out. So very easy to access your burn pot. Down from there, you actually have a wireless extender. Now, a lot of people that have the pellet smokers, once it's in the backyard, they complain about not getting kind of a strong Wi-Fi signal. That's pretty cool to see. They added an external antenna. Now, I do like the small details underneath the hopper. You do see the American flag. That is pretty cool. I see you, Pit Boss. You can't hide nothing from me. And then over on the other side in the back, there is a pull-out grease tray. So instead of having the bucket on the side, there is a grease tray. And you can pretty much take that out. All right, now let's talk about the hopper. You have a 35-pound hopper, which means you can put 35 pounds worth of wood pellets in here. Way down there, you're going to have the auger. It does come with 2 food probes that you can plug in on the front. Down here, you're going to have the actual display. It is touch display. On the back, you have the hopper cleanout, which you can also wrap the cable around. So this kind of acts as 2 things. You can wrap the cable around it, but if you kind of pull it out like this, that opens up. And what I like about this hopper cleanout compared to ones in the past is the ones in the past, they used to have a door here, and it'd be really hard to kind of have a bucket underneath here, but now the cleanout is underneath the unit, so you can dump the pellets directly underneath the hopper, very much like the Pit Boss Titan. So really like that. And then now, this is interesting. This is the first time I've ever seen this from Pit Boss. You have your outlet here. So this is, you're going to hook it up to your standard 110. And then it gives you an additional pass-through outlet. I thought that's actually pretty interesting to have on a grill, because sometimes you're like, well, if your grill's plugged in the wall, then this gives you kind of an additional slot. And I think I found out what that is for. This is just speculation, but if I go over here, I notice that these top 2 screws here are going to be for that hinge system. So you open up the lid, your beefy hinge system is here. But then you have this piece that you can remove and have access to inside. So my guess is they might be coming out with a rotisserie system. I have no clue. That's anyone's guess. But I'm going to assume that rotisserie system, to power it, it's going to be right through there. So that is my guess. Now, I'm not a betting man, but I don't know. That looks like a rotisserie port. Now, as far as mobility goes, you got your standard big wheel, and then you have your locking wheel right here. These are unlocked right now, so definitely easy to kind of wheel that thing around right now. And then if you want to lock the wheels in place, step down there, and that thing ain't going nowhere. All right, let's give her some life. Now, when you do plug in the smoker, you're going to know your smoker is plugged in when you actually see the blue light on here. Doesn't mean the smoker's on, but it does let you know that power is actually going to the smoker. If you hold down this power button for about 2 seconds, you're going to see an animation go on the screen. And from there, it's pretty much up and running, ready to go. The inside, you have the rapid fire igniter that's actually heating up right now. And its job is to actually start a fire in your burn pot. So to kind of show you the basic controls, you can click on the temperature, and then from there you can use the dial to turn up the temperature. And again, it goes from 180 all the way to 500 degrees. If you click on this cogwheel here, it will show you the P setting. The P setting is at P4. You can go all the way from P0 all the way up to P7. And what that means is how much smoke you want. So if you want a lot of smoke, go to P7. If you want less smoke flavor, you can go to P2, P1, all the way to P0. But standard is going to be P4. And then from there, you can kind of change just different stuff about like the brightness and whatnot. And then over here, you're going to have your auger. You can hold the prime button, and that's if you want to kind of spin the auger faster. You have a 3-second prime, a 5-second prime, and then you have hold prime. So different options there. And then if you want to turn off the smoker, you can pretty much hold down this power button and it will enter down the shutdown cycle. Now, if there's an actual fire going, you're going to want to just let it stay in the shutdown mode. Don't unplug it. Don't turn it off. Just let it do its thing, and the fire is going to go out on its own. So just let it shut down on its own. So that is how the front controller works. So that is pretty much a very brief overview of the new Pro Series 4 1300. Now, my thoughts as far as should you go with this? Should you look at the DX line? Should you look at the Elite Series? I think the Pro Series is definitely kind of that perfect middle of the road tier to really look at. I know with the DX Series, that's going to be your just like entry level point. And so with that, I believe you're going to get kind of a better build quality with the Pro Series. If you are looking at a pellet smoker, I would definitely look at the Pro Series line. Now, if you are new to backyard barbecue and you're contemplating getting your first pellet smoker, I will link a video. Super, super important to watch it. If you've never used a pellet smoker before, it will kind of guide you through all the mistakes to don't do, and then also give you some helpful tips to get you started on your backyard barbecue journey. It is really, really fun. I absolutely love these cookers, so it is very cool to see the new tech that they're putting out, and we'll see if they actually do come out with a rotisserie. I think so, because if you're going to put the outlet there, you're going to make a space to give us access into. Come on. I think so. Now, if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, do consider it, because around here I'm going to actually teach you how to make awesome barbecue in the backyard. But not only that, we are going to do the burn off. We are going to do the biscuit test to actually see how even the cooking is on the inside of the grill. And then we're just going to have some fun doing some cooks on it. So let me know in the comment section what you want to see me smoke first. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Grill Sergeant out.